in order to actually have like a coma or like get really sleepy from all the turkey, from this tryptophan, which does exist, but you'd have to eat like a flock of turkeys.
Oh.
Yeah. So I just want to out all of us, myself included, that when you feel sleepy, it's not the turkey's fault.
It's not because you had a leg and a breast.
No.
No.
It's your fault because you had 3 days worth of calories in a single meal. Hello.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. It is officially here. Well, sort of. It's
no, it is.
Oh, yeah, we are there. I mean, I am using this gingerbread bug.
Yay.
Yeah.
I've got my little Scotty dog Christmas bow earrings on.
Very nice. Yep.
'Tis the season.
Yes. So the day this drops is the day before Thanksgiving.
So it's really, really here.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like we really got to jump on it. It's really like super organized.
We are so on top of things, Joel.
I'm so proud of us.
Look at us go.
And you're tuned in.
It only
so
took
that's
us
pretty good.
40 some years to figure out how to be on time.
Yay! Well, I will say this is just once for me, but
so, you're trying to set realistic expectations.
I'm being real here. Speaking of, welcome to Get Real.
This is a podcast.
This is
2 spazzy ADHD pastors.
Very much so.
Who enjoy real conversations about real things.
And about following Jesus.
Yeah.
And we are definitely ADHD. Sarah and I talked right before because we filmed something before and I wanted to go get coffee, go get some food. And I said, I'll be back in 5 minutes. And she said, is this a real 5 minutes? I'm like, okay, yeah, I have ADHD, which is also time blindness. So it might be 10 minutes. And I do think I was before 10.
You had 4 tasks.
Yeah.
And none of them were in this room. And you're like, it'll take me less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, I can do that.
It's like you're going to eat and drink and do those other things in 5 minutes.
Yeah, and it would not have happened. So thank you for calling me on that, for knowing me and accepting me.
We are brothers. This is family here.
Amen.
We can be real.
That's right.
Speaking of family, speaking of getting real, Joel,
yes.
Let's talk about Thanksgiving.
Let's talk about Thanksgiving. And I actually wanted to ask you first because this has been, I don't know if this is more of there's 3 options. Am I becoming more aware? 2, is culture changing? Or 3, is it the Mandela effect? Because that also could be it. But when you say the word of this holiday where we give thanks, do you front load the emphasis?
Don't tell me anything. Oh. I'm just going to say it.
Okay, yeah, say what it is.
It's Thanksgiving.
Say that slower.
Thanksgiving.
Okay, yeah. Oh, no, it's ambiguous.
So Joel pointed out like Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Or Thanksgiving.
Yes, see, that's the thing. And that's what I feel like I've been hearing more over the last year. And I don't know if it's changing or if I'm noticing or if I'm in another parallel universe.
Or if we're all crazy.
Yeah, that's probably part of it. Yeah. So I want to know on the show comments, do you say Thanksgiving or do you say Thanksgiving? That's what we're getting at. Because not to be judgy, but the right way is to say Thanksgiving.
I feel like that is correct. Like if I'm going to lean the emphasis somewhere, it's on giving.
Yeah.
Not thanks.
I would think so.
But isn't that kind of like the inverse of what the holiday is about?
Yeah, that's a good point. Because if we're actually thinking about doing what the holiday says, we should be doing the Thanksgiving. But that just feels inside out and backwards to me.
Upside down. I think we're overthinking this.
Likely.
Which is probably on par for everything else.
True. Yeah. Yeah. But we're going to talk about, I'm just going to go with it. Thanksgiving.
Yes.
We're talking about Thanksgiving today. Tomorrow, if you're tuning in on the day this drops, tomorrow is Thanksgiving.
Joel, Thanksgiving is a hard one for me.
I think it is for a lot of people. Why is it hard for you?
I think there's a lot of reasons, right? One, Thanksgiving, literally the function on both sides of my family orients around food. However, you show up to Thanksgiving celebrations hours before the food happens.
Yeah.
And then you linger for hours after the food happens. And my little ADHD brain does not know what to do with my hands or brain while I wait for the food.
Insert Will Ferrell clip. I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah.
Exactly it. And so I feel like we all get a little bit awkward.
Yes.
Around Thanksgiving.
I totally agree. And I love this holiday personally. I have great family on both sides. And I'm not just saying that because we're being broadcast right now.
We're pretty blessed. Like we like both parents and in-laws.
Nice. Yeah. And so do we. And so no matter what family, because Amy and I will alternate, and I don't know
That's what
who.
we do too.
Oh, okay, yeah. So this
1
year,
year
I
it's
think.
Thanksgiving, and then the other family gets us for Christmas.
Yes, yeah, we do that. I have a brother who lives in Florida, along with his wife and daughters, and so they can't come out for everyone. So yeah, so we alternate as well. And I'm fortunate, I'm thankful, because whichever family it's at, they're each the kind of family that I can happily take a nap with.
Oh,
You know,
that's a
I can take a
blessing.
nap. They're not bothered. I don't feel weird. So that's really good. But I know that's not the case with everybody.
Nope.
Every family is a little bit different. Everybody has a different history. And so the holiday can be a little bit loaded for you. What's the word?
Tricky?
Tricky. Yeah, it can be tricky, and it can be just tough.
I
Depending
have
on what you're
great
dealing with.
family. I love them. They love me. If I fell asleep and took a nap, I might wake up with a permanent marker mustache.
Oh.
So, like, even though we're not technically fighting, my siblings may make me want to kill them if I took a nap.
I hope my family isn't listening to this now, because that might give them ideas. I've never had that worry, but now
you will.
But now I do.
You're welcome.
I feel like when Paul said, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to covet till the law told me not to. Now I didn't know I was supposed to worry about Sharpie mustaches until Sarah told me.
Okay, but I think the reason we're doing this podcast today,
we want to help.
We do want to be help for all of you and for one another. So, Joel, you've come up with like a Thanksgiving survival kit.
Yeah, it's like, survival kit, field guide, because any one of us is going into some sort of different level of complication or peace or whatever it may be.
Joel, do you ever feel anxious for no reason at all?
Man. Tune in a few weeks where we will talk about my field guide on anxiety. I had to cut there because I told Sarah I couldn't get it out of my head. Like, did I hit record? Are we recording? And we were.
And it's only like the third time you've checked today.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty indicative of other things going on in my life. Anyway. So stay tuned with that. But what we want to do is we've thought through a bunch of different issues and tried to pick a few that are applicable to the greatest number of people, right?
We're going to talk body, soul, emotions,
weird family,
things, which we all do, whether you like them or not, whether they like you or not. Families are weird.
Yep. Weird Uncle Bob, right?
My kids have 2 Grandpa Bobs.
Whoa, really? I had 2 Uncle Bobs.
Oh,
that's crazy.
All y'all's back in the boomer days needed to get a little more creative with your names.
In like 50 years, it's going to be Uncle Aiden and Uncle Tenley. or Aunt Ten, something like that. I know I'm just pulling names out of my ear.
Yeah.
But this is our field guide on how to survive. And what we're calling it is How to Thanksgiving. So we came up with a couple. And I think the first one I wanted to start with was how to survive the feast. How do we survive the feast?
So if it's all about the food, how do we make sure we don't get buried alive by turkey and mashed potatoes?
Exactly. Because this is a multifaceted problem, right? There's spiritual aspects to it. There's physical aspects to it. We want to be thankful.
Yes.
And also, I want to not feel like a bloated whale at the end of the day.
That
ideally.
is never a good feeling.
No, it's usually bad. What did Kurt say this weekend? Like a snake that has just eaten a pig. Yeah.
A python that swallowed a pig.
Yes, yeah. Pastor Kurt said that, and I never identified more with the message, so it was great. So I want to start off with this. So because usually there is typically the food nap cycle, right?
Food coma.
The food coma, yeah. Now, I want to dispel a myth here because we all often hear of it as the turkey coma, right?
Well, yeah, there's like some sort of enzymes or proteins.
It's called tryptophan.
Okay.
And I know that because of the internet. And that's all I know about it because of the internet.
We are on different sides of the internet, but yes.
Yes, yeah.
Teach me.
So the truth is, tryptophan is not why it's not a turkey coma. In order to actually have like a coma or like get really sleepy from all the turkey, from this tryptophan, which does exist, but you'd have to eat like a flock of turkeys.
Oh.
Yeah. So I just want to out all of us, myself included, that when you feel sleepy, it's not the turkey's fault.
It's not because you had a leg and a breast.
No.
No.
It's your fault because you had 3 days worth of calories in a single meal. So that's okay, but let's own it, right? Let's just own that.
Let's be honest. You came dressed in your jammies because regular jeans were not going to cut it.
Yes, I undo my belt an extra loop because I can. And because I am fully going to. Yeah. But so I just wanted to dispel that myth. But that does kind of touch on what I want to talk about with a problem that we can that we could solve or we could run
With
into.
surviving the feast, it's not the chemicals' fault in the
Correct.
turkey.
It is because we're just eating too much. And I don't want us to feel guilty.
We are not shitting on ourselves or
No.
shaming on ourselves.
Exactly. Yeah. But I think there is something to be said with about self-control, right?
And awareness.
And awareness. So what are some things that you could do to help yourself, help your future self? Make sure that your future self can look back at your past self, which is our current self, and be like, thank you.
So one thing that I've heard people do, and I feel like it's false, but I don't know that that's true, so you can help, is people will fast the day before. That way they have 2 days worth of calories to eat instead of 1. But I'm pretty sure that's not how the body works.
Not exactly. So numerically, yes, that would work because, I mean, eating and our body it's math, right?
Yes.
You put it in.
You burn it.
And you burn it.
Yes, or you store it.
Or yeah, exactly. So yes, the numbers would work that way. However, then you get your emotions and our human mind in this. And when you are going without food, that helping of stuffing is going to look all the more amazing, right?
Yeah.
So what probably ends up happening most of the time is if you decide to fast breakfast and lunch in order to eat more at Thanksgiving dinner, you're actually going to eat more and likely feel worse because you are just like ravenously hungry, as opposed to if you have a decent breakfast and decent lunch or whenever you eat the meal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like also, isn't your stomach is not growing larger just because you skipped breakfast and lunch?
True.
And so if you eat 3 meals worth of food and you're trying to stuff it all into the stomach that is used to only 1 meal at a time, no wonder you feel gross.
Yeah, that's true. You know what I didn't look into? I've always had the myth in my head about stretching your stomach. And so usually I'll drink a whole bunch of water for a couple of days before just to stretch my stomach out.
This.
I don't know if that's true.
If you want to say, Joel, you're living in a dream world.
Doctors who are tuning in today, please advise.
Please advise. Tell us what we're missing. But you should hydrate.
You should hydrate. Yes. And actually, yeah, hydration is hugely important to all aspects of life.
And I have been told that hydration includes this thing called H2O, not just coffee.
I refute your claims. And you're probably right.
I mean, I don't believe it, but I've been told.
I don't practice it, but it's
I've heard it said.
Yeah, it is good to have water. And that's just another way to help if you're somebody who's trying to watch. Like I'm in a time right now where I'm trying to watch what I eat. And so
you watch it move, you watch it grow.
Trying to be mindful about not eating as much as I have in the past.
My little mental picture was just you watching a plate of food.
Look at that donut.
Wow, look at it.
But water is a good thing. Yeah. So have water. Increase your water intake. Pace yourself is another thing that we can do when we come to the Thanksgiving table. There was a study done also once that it helps if you grab a smaller plate.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've actually practiced that.
Okay, right? It's one of those things that seems like stupid easy, but it's like brilliant. Like, oh yeah, duh. Yeah.
And if you are going to someone and they're hosting and they have these beautiful tablescapes and they've got like the roll dish and then your salad plate and then your dinner plate, save them the trouble of washing the roll and the salad plate and put everything on the one plate. And that will also help with the big plate, small plate vibes.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah. So that's another thing we can do. Exercise. I mean, a classic thing that you often see families doing is taking a family walk.
Like they call them the turkey runs or the turkey.
Oh yeah, the actual like races, like a turkey trot or
that's
5K,
the word.
Things like that. I've never done one.
I've done that a couple times actually on Thanksgiving morning.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it was always a good feeling because then I'd show up to Thanksgiving actually hungry for good, honest reasons.
No, wait, like an organized race where you entered and had Oh, that's cool. I've not done that. I normally run on Thanksgiving morning.
Now, it's been a couple years because I'm an ancient old human with a bum knee now. But, other than before that, back in the day.
Back in my day. Yeah, so that's all I have to say about that. Oh, and I mean, just portion control too. It's not a bad idea, right? So
It's not a
this
bad
is how you can
idea.
survive and get to the end of the meal without hating yourself.
So I don't know about your family, but my family on my dad's side had specific meals or dishes that you would only ever have at Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
And so I feel like that's one area where if I'm not very conscious of my own choices, I will get seconds and thirds of that one side dish
Oh, yeah.
because I will have to wait a year to have
Right?
it again.
Yeah. What's that dish for you?
It's going to sound weird. Every time I describe it, no one thinks it sounds good. It's delicious.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm on your side. I'm open.
It's a green mint salad. See, your face
Interesting.
did not look like you
That
were
was
in.
not a face of disgust. That was a face
That
of
was
curiosity.
a what?
This will be my
So-
last episode.
So it's lime jello
Ooh.
with whipped cream, mini marshmallows, a
Yep.
can of pineapples,
Oh my goodness. Yes.
and then crushed pillow mints.
Oh.
Like those little, like, melt in your mouth mints.
Mm.
And so you would mix all that up. And again, I understand lime, whipped cream, pineapple, and mint. No, Sarah, that does not make a good dish. It's freaking delicious. You
It works.
freeze it. And so then you come out and you cut it up just like an ice cream cake vibes.
And it's Jello?
It's Jello base.
Okay.
But it doesn't jiggle like Jello because there's so much other stuff in it.
Interesting.
It's delicious. And my auntie would not share the recipe. And so she like left it in her will to her daughter. And
Wow.
so now only my second cousin has the recipe.
Wow. That's like
It's legit.
what's the Nicolas Cage movie? Sounds like that.
I don't know.
We're stealing the Declaration of Independence. I don't know.
National Treasure.
Yeah, that one.
Yes. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So if I don't have like 3 servings of green mint salad, I will not have it again forever.
Literally.
For
Wow. Okay, mine is dumb compared to that. My favorite is stovetop stuffing.
You can have that year round.
I know, right? But still, when I go over to my parents' house, and my mom's making that, I will sneak in and get a whole bunch before, and then, like, of course, the days before and after at the grocery store, I see it, and it's $1 a box, and I tell myself, why don't we do this more often? And then I never do.
It's nothing like the national treasure that is my
No.
family's recipe.
No, it pales in comparison. And the funny thing, when Amy and I got married, I was not used to real stuffing. Sorry, Mom. I mean, no disrespect. I still love this. But Amy's mom makes it like from scratch with sausage and mushrooms.
It's
and at first I'm
very
like, what
different
the heck is
vibe.
this? But it's very good. Very different. Yeah.
So if your family has a dish like that,
Yeah.
and you're worried that you will not have
Ooh,
this
yeah.
dish again, portion control can be hard.
Mhm.
What I have done, don't tell my dad because he'll stop me from doing it, is I take a little Tupperware and I put a serving of green mint salad in the Tupperware and I stick it in the freezer with my name on it, and then I can take it home and
Hey,
I can have it on the next day.
that's perfect. That's a good adaptation.
Thanks.
Modern problems call for modern things. So
All
that's how
right.
you can survive the feast.
Nice. So
That was my
that's the
first one.
body.
Yeah. the
Well,
body.
and like some mental work there
Mhm.
too.
True.
But that's like taking care of your body.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our soul.
What do you got about our soul?
You might
Sarah?
care about our body, but I'm going to talk about our soul, which is eternal.
True.
I've been very competitive lately. I'm going to talk to God about it later, but not right now. So, Thanksgiving is a spiritual practice,
Yep.
giving thanks,
Very much. Yeah.
gratitude, and all that. And I have to be careful around Thanksgiving because if you are a millennial ish woman and you're on socials, you are being force fed 30 days of gratitude. As soon as November 1 dropped, and you're probably seeing everyone on social media be like, day 13, I'm thankful for my latte. And you're like, I hate you, Sharon. This is a really ugly peek inside my soul.
It's okay. This is real.
This
is real.
This is real. However, even if I feel like it's forced, that's the culture trying to turn a very beautiful thing
Mhm.
into something that I don't want to participate in.
Nice turn. That was good.
I
Went
try.
very deep.
This is a struggle sometimes, though, right?
Yeah.
And so I just want to talk about, like, how do we, The Bible says that we're supposed to give thanks in every circumstance. It does not say to give thanks because of the circumstance or for the circumstance. But in all things, at all times, we have reason to say thank you.
That's true. Yeah, yeah.
And so I love it. If you look in through the entire Bible, giving thanks is one of the few things that says this is God's will for you. That's 1 Thessalonians 5:18 and 19. Give thanks in all situations, for this is God's will for you.
Boom.
If you've ever wondered, what is God's will for me?
Be thankful.
To be thankful.
Wow.
Right? But again, you don't have to be thankful because of, your crazy Aunt Sally ranting at you for your parenting strategies at the Thanksgiving table. You may not want to say thank you for that. That's okay. However, in the big picture of your life, you still have things to be thankful for.
That's good.
Even if money is low, you've lost your home, your health is in the toilet, like even if all the things the world looks at and says you have nothing to be thankful for, we still have a God who is so good and so loving and does provide for our needs, even if the timing or the methods are not what we would ask for or expect. God is good all the time.
All the time.
God is good.
It's true. Yeah.
But I love the Psalms for this reason because they're filled with real emotions.
Yeah.
There's a lot that start out with like, God, what are you doing? I love David for that.
Yeah.
He asks that all the time. Where are you? Why have you not acted? And then at the end of those same Psalms, he's like, but you're still good. I still trust you. Thank you for hearing my cries.
Yeah.
So even if the only thing we can the thank you for is thanks for hearing me whine today.
Yeah. I feel like it brings us to a place of understanding and acknowledging God's sovereignty.
Yeah.
Is it James or is it Peter where they say rejoice in your sufferings,
That's
right?
Peter. Yeah.
It's Peter. Yeah.
Well, there's a few rejoices.
Oh,
James, I think, also talks
okay.
about that. Give
Maybe they're
thanks.
both. Yeah. But the whole principle, the whole idea being give thanks in the things that you don't like. And initially, that's like what? Why? But as we grow in our faith, as I've grown in my faith, I've grown to learn that, wow, I really grow in those hard times. And so, Lord, I hate this right now. Thank you for walking me through it. And so we can apply that to Thanksgiving too, right?
Yeah, I've had some pretty tough seasons, and I remember being like, this situation is not good, God. Thank you that I don't have to say that it's good, right? Because I feel like there's this church pressure to be like, how are you? And even if you've literally lost a leg and your best friend and your dog all on the same day, there's this pressure that we have to be like, God is good, so I'm good.
And Sharon's there.
Right?
Like, oh, it doesn't sound like you're very thankful.
I don't know about that. Really?
Sorry, Sharon. We don't know Sharon.
I don't know a Sharon. Well, I do
don't
know
either.
a Sharon. Sharon, I'm not talking about you. This is a theoretical evil Sharon.
Yes, yeah.
But I want to give space for the people in my life to be like, this situation that I'm in, this day is not good. But it is the day that the Lord has made. So I will rejoice and be glad in it because God is with me, because God will get me through it.
Yeah.
Because he has promised to work all things together for good. So even if this item in this ingredient of my life is not good, the outcome will be good because God's working it out.
That's really good. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. It reminds
It's
me.
not me, it's God.
It reminds me of my youth pastor, John Arnold, who I hope tunes into this sometime. What he would always tell us on youth staff, and he would always say, right feelings follow right actions.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that Amy and I have carried through, taught to our kids, to our students and all that. If I don't feel thankful, so this is like how it would play out. If on Thanksgiving morning, if I don't feel thankful, I need to realize it doesn't matter what I feel like. What's important is my actions. What am I doing? And if I do the right things, then oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes the right feelings will follow.
Yeah. It's a spiritual act of worship when we give thanks.
Yeah.
When we choose a grateful thought or action, even if our feeling isn't there yet, it's still an act of obedience. So on church staff, we have worship at staff meetings. And this last staff meeting, I got very little sleep. I had just insomnia night. It's not fun, but it happens. So the best of us. And so I had like 3 hours of sleep total. And I show up to staff meeting.
Ew.
And I'm like, I'm here because I have to be. Which is the greatest mindset for worship.
For especially worship, any meeting.
I'm here because I have to be. But I was standing there and the little devil on my shoulder was like, you could just go sit in your office and skip this part and just show up for the meeting part, not the worship part. No one would know. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to stand here. And I told God, I said, God, I'm really sorry. My brain feels like mush today. I'm going to still say these things, even if I don't have my same like feeling associated with it, because even though I don't feel coherent, much less like actually emitting emotions of gratitude, I still know that these facts that I'm saying are true. Like, I still know that you are faithful. I still know that you are present and you love me. I still know that you saved me. And so I can still say that with honesty, even if I don't feel it. So
That's good.
for this year, Thanksgiving is a command, it's not a feeling.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think that, yeah.
I think so too.
You're very helpful.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
All right.
So how to survive the feast?
Yep.
How do
Thanksgiving,
not a
if we
feeling.
don't feel Thanksgiving, how do we eat Thanksgiving anyway? And then we have the beautiful, messy conglomerate of humans
Yeah.
around the table.
Some know as family.
Some are called family. I have people who have no family nearby and they just make Friendsgiving every year.
Oh, fun.
And it looks like more fun than my family, Joel. I'm sorry if you're my family and you're listening. I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry.
I hear what you're saying. And let me just make this better. Truthfully, you're not saying you don't like being around your family.
No,
right?
I love them.
But there is an aspect that, you choose to hang out with your friends before you choose to call your mom, right?
I love
in
my
general,
mom.
not just Sarah.
Yeah, other people do that, I hear.
general.
I obviously call my mom first. But family is especially tricky.
True.
Because one, I am blessed to be in their presence for the rest of my life, whether I like it or not.
Like, is this the good part or the bad part?
I'm trying to say this so that I sound like I love my family the way that I actually do, not the way that I sounded earlier.
Ooh, nice, yeah.
Thanks. I tried that one real hard. But like, I have things that I love about my family and aspects that are trickier. When I get all of my family together on both my side and Jason's side, we have a very polar opposite political views in both sides of the family. So we have uber conservatives and uber liberals. And then I often feel like I'm the mediator in the middle. And I'm like, I know that you think that we hate you. We don't. Please don't talk about that right now. And it's so stressful.
Yeah. If I could get really like, what's the opposite of like emotional? Really numbers?
Stoic,
very
logical.
stoic about it. Very logical. If we're logical about this, this is not expressing any emotion about anybody's family, but our friend groups are people that we choose to hang out with
because we're all alike-ish.
Yeah, because we share something, right? Whether a hobby or a like or something like that. Our family doesn't always have that. Our family, we get together because of blood and relationships.
Which is good.
Yeah, which is great. Yeah. But if we're used to the majority of our times hanging out with people that we share like views with, sometimes that can cause issue hanging out with people who we deeply love, but don't share the same
You
views
said that
with.
so much better than I said that.
Hey, that's why I'm here every once in a while.
What he said, not what I said. No, but
That's
I wanted
the truth,
to talk about, like, there's those jokes, like, you don't talk about politics, finances, or religion. And yet, there's always that one family member at the Thanksgiving table.
Is it Sharon or Uncle Bob?
Would be your Uncle Bob.
Uncle Bob.
But like the grandfather's Bobs, that's obviously not their problem. But the theoretical Uncle Bobs.
Yeah.
Yes. They're always like, did you see how that latest election panned out? I can't believe so-and-so was in office. Or like, did you see that kids these days are spending 49% of their income on scooters, And sometimes it's definitely not based in reality. And yet, here's my challenge for you and me and all of us this Thanksgiving.
Oh, nice. Good.
Are we at the Thanksgiving table to win a debate or to foster relationships?
My shoulders just dropped when you said that. I just noticed that. It's
Like,
I was like, because I can think of those conversations that I've been around. Yeah, that's a really good point.
I'm not there to prove my point, to get them to agree with my understandings. I'm not coming to it with an agenda, or I shouldn't be.
Yeah, yep.
And even when a family member comes to the table with an agenda, I can choose to not respond in kind.
True.
And if I don't add fuel to their fire, the chances are it'll burn out much quicker.
Ooh, that's good. That's true. What? You mean don't engage in silly arguments?
Let's remember the reason for the season.
Yes. That's really good. One thing that, I could always do better at, but that makes me think of like my mindset or the gear shifting that happens when I think, okay, I'm not here to win an argument. I'm here to enjoy these people.
Mm-hmm.
I think about it from my point of view. Like, I know I'm quirky. I know I have likes that not everybody does, but it's who I am. And I just want to know that my brothers, love that about me.
Yeah.
They might not share the same things, but they love me. And so if we can then, if we can start that cycle, right? If
Mhm.
we can be the ones to break the broken cycle and, listen to somebody complain about who's in office or whatever, and to be able to listen to that, not feel the need to agree necessarily or disagree, but to just see that person for who they are and be like, that's Uncle Bob. I
He's
love him.
passionate.
He's passionate and he's part of my life and I'm thankful he's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's mental gymnastics, but it's
is
important.
One way that I've learned to do this well is to, if they insist on talking about things in this manner, or if not, let's just say I have some family members with autism and they have their special interests,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't always understand the special interests, right? However, I care and love about them. And so I want them to feel loved and cared about. And so one thing that I do, if we're talking about death metal bands, and I don't know any.
I know many.
We swap families. No, I'm kidding. We're not swapping families. But I will ask questions like, hey, when's the upcoming concert you're excited about? Do I have to know who's in concert? No. But, I want to give them a space to talk about their passions. If they're talking about things that makes them angry, I'm like, hey, sounds like you have had some experience that makes you really passionate about that. Can you tell me what made you passionate about that topic? And I don't have to agree with the concert genre that they're going to is a good one, or that whatever platform that they're soapboxing on is a good one. I'm showing that I care about the individual when I ask questions.
That's really good strategy.
It's Jesus's strategy. Did you know that he asked way more questions than he gave answers?
Wow.
If you look it up, and I think we might have talked about this in a past episode.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember the numbers, but I remember you talking and I remember being just as impacted then.
Yeah. But like 3 times as many questions as he did answers.
That's right. And you sent me the email. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Something that we could probably draw from that.
Yeah. So if we want to be like Jesus, don't try to give answers. This holiday season, just ask questions.
That's good.
I think that one of my favorite verses when it comes to difficult people is in Romans. It is Romans 12:18 or 14:18. It's somewhere in there. As far as it depends on you, be at peace with all people. And I cannot control, quote unquote, Uncle Bob. I can control me. So as far as it depends on me, I will choose peace.
Yeah. And you can't control and even more so, like your mandate is not to control. Your mandate is to live at peace based on that verse, not try to control. Yeah.
Nowhere in the Bible does it say I'm supposed to control the other person in the conversation.
Yeah.
Nowhere. It is self-control. It is self-discipline. It is being mindful, holding my own tongue. Read James before you go to Thanksgiving dinner, right?
Yeah.
The tongue is very powerful and I have to control mine.
Nobody else's.
Nobody else's.
Because that's not...
Because that would be really awkward.
Let go of my tongue!
Oh, no.
I wanted to say it, but I won't. We'll cut this part out. When you're talking about death metal bands, and asking questions. Oh, that's great. How many churches had they burned again? Oh, cool.
Are those
of course,
the ones
that's black metal.
Yeah, we want... Shh. That's actually what I was talking about, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is Jason's dad.
Oh, yeah.
Again,
that's
we're
right.
cutting that part out.
Yeah. Must cut
Mark.
that. Woo! That was funny. This is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, rest and rhythm.
Rest and rhythm. And I guess we'll just figure it out as we get there.
Did you set your timer earlier? I don't think you did.
Oh, I did not. Oh,
We'll see.
yeah. Feels good.
Yeah.
It feels good. Okay. Oh, okay. So we have surviving the feast. We have
Thanksgiving is not a feeling.
it's not a feeling. That's
So
right.
I'm
It's not a
going to
feeling.
be obedient and
Yep.
worship God,
I'm going to get
even if my feelings don't feel it.
Yes, I will do Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And
then
then
we've talked about navigating the difficult humans at the table.
Yep, which there can be.
There probably will be.
Most likely.
If there's not, then maybe it's you.
Ooh, what's that? The Bob principle from John Maxwell.
Yes.
Bob has a problem with this guy. Bob has a problem. Yeah, then probably Bob is the problem. Are you the problem?
Am I
Get
the
real,
problem?
listeners. It's me. The last thing I want to talk about is rest and rhythm because we go into this holiday as most holidays are. It's front loaded with expectations, right?
Well, and like the chaos.
Yes.
There is so much to do. And everyone is also planning on what time do we have to get up the very next day to go Black Friday shopping.
Yeah.
And then I have to start all the Christmas to-dos. And
Are you a Black Friday shopper?
I want to say no. Traditionally, yes.
There's no judgment in this.
I try to do it relationally.
Okay.
Like last year, I had a friend who wanted to go, or we wanted to hang out that week, and I'm like, I'm tired. I have to do Christmas shopping. And so we went Black Friday shopping together. But I think if given the chance to sleep in and just have everything magically show up at a discounted price, I would do that.
Yeah. I have gone a few times. It's not been a traditional thing. This year might be one where I ask my daughters if they want to go. But yeah, typically,
what a fun thing.
typically on days I don't have to work, the next day I like to stay up late and watch a movie.
Nice.
So which means then I sleep in. But
I do feel like that pre-COVID Black Friday shopping was more of a thing.
Yes, I believe so too.
And now it's all Cyber Monday.
Yeah.
Is that the thing?
Yep.
But it's like pre-Cyber Monday.
Yeah, for like a month, right? Black Friday month.
Get your pre-sales.
Yeah. So those are the times when I just kind of
this is a scam.
Wince. I'm like, hold on, you just want my money. You don't care about me.
What?
And they're like, duh. No. So rest and rhythm, though.
Yeah.
Because so we're talking how it's all front loaded. There's these expectations. Yeah. Or what are you going to do Thanksgiving? What are you going to do the next day? And then this is really just a microcosm of, the next big holiday, which is Christmas.
It just all blends together.
Yeah. And the problem is, how do we find rest and create a good, healthy rhythm for ourselves in that? I have not arrived in this, so we're going to talk a little bit.
This is a process we are going to be real that we are working on.
Yes. Yeah. How do you find rest and rhythm? So focusing particularly on Thanksgiving, it's one day, right? Possibly
it's
two.
A long day.
It's a lot. Yeah. And so there's already this psychological mess going on, depending on what your schedule is, but where we feel like, okay, it's one day. I want to enjoy all of it. I want to sleep and I want to do things and I want to do puzzle and I want to eat and I need to make all these things.
Are you ever in charge of the turkey?
The last few years I have been. I am going to be this year again. Yeah.
So then you're also dealing with I have to move it from the brine to the thing and I've got to have this many hours and is it browning at the right speed?
Yep. Yeah. Did I get the right spices? And when do I put it in the bag with all the...
When's the last time I basted it?
Yeah. So I actually really enjoy that. It's a project. It's kind of fun. I don't think that stresses me out.
It gives your hands something to do.
It does, yeah. I don't think it stresses me out, but being stressed out is more of a function of numerous things happening until I explode, right?
Oh, yeah. It's never just the turkey.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Uncle Bob and the turkey and maybe your kids being like, Uncle Bob's being weird again,
I think maybe that'll be our first Get Real shirt. It's never just the turkey.
It's never just the turkey.
It's not about the turkey. So how do we build rest? How do we build rest? How do we find rest in that? There's a few things that we can do. And I think the basic, most simple one that we could do on Thanksgiving, but really that we should all do all the time, is really just build in those small moments to reflect or to breathe. And that can look like a bunch of things. When I was struggling with anxiety really badly like a decade ago. I remember talking to my doctor, and she talked about the holidays being like this, and she gave the example of grounding herself. And she said what she would do, and let's see if I can remember how to. She said, "I'll put my hand on the table, and I'll just focus on that, and just consider or like reflect on how." I feel the table. I see my hand. I am right here.
The texture under every finger pad.
Yeah, things like that to bring you to now. Because the problem often when we get overwhelmed is we're thinking too far in the future, right? And we have unrealistic expectations. And so, yeah, what she taught me is one thing to do is just feel the feeling of your hand on that table. And it sounds weird, but it's a great grounding technique. It doesn't have to be your hand. It can be anything, right? There's also techniques like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I was going to say the same one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, where you are going to see 5 things of a color. Or what are 4 things I can hear? What are 3 things I can smell?
Yeah.
Like so on and so forth.
On Thanksgiving, I like to do, what are 5 things I can taste?
What
And
are 4 things I can taste? It's like, I know where he's going with this.
Joel can't be serious that
Please
long.
reference
There's a
the
joke coming
first
soon.
one of our things surviving the feast. So for me, I get really overstimulated at family functions.
Fair.
I have a sensory processing disorder. And so when there is a lot of chaos and moving parts and the kids are screaming in one room and then like great grandma is speaking at a very quiet level over here. And then there's a debate going on behind me and the kitchen's making noise. I get stressed purely because of the stimuli. And so one thing that we started doing a few years ago, because our youngest daughter has the same processing disorder, is we give ourselves permission, like, hey, do you need a breath of fresh air? And that's our cue. Just be like, hey, I see you getting overwhelmed. And then we have given one another space and permission to leave for 10 minutes.
That's good.
Which does not feel like that's shocking at all. However, sometimes in the middle of family dynamics, leaving for 5 minutes feels awkward.
True.
But I would much rather leave for 10 minutes and go sit somewhere where it's quiet and or dark, to pop in my noise canceling headphones and just take a few deep breaths, take a walk, breathe. And it resets. Some years I've had to take multiple 10-minute breaks. Some years it's just one. But I think it's important to have a conversation with your family, your safe people. Be like, hey, if I leave, I'm okay. I will be more okay when I come back.
It will be to your benefit that I go away. It will be
good. It's not you, it's me. Right? Because I don't want the kids who are playing and having a blast in the other room to be quiet. They're doing a good job enjoying their cousins. I don't want the debate about the football game to stop because they're having fun and not arguing about politics. You know?
Here.
I want my mom and my aunts to keep cooking in the kitchen. I just need a moment of less stimuli.
That's good. Yeah, that's really good. I like that you brought up the noise canceling headphones. I have those too. I love my AirPods.
Yes.
Throw those in
They're
every once in a while.
lifesavers.
Yeah. They have saved my family.
From me. They saved my family from me.
Pretty much. Yeah. Finding those moments of rest, and whether that's go outside if it's nice. If it's not nice, sorry, too bad. You're gonna have to try next year. No, I'm kidding. No, if it's not nice, then find another room. Sometimes just go to the bathroom.
Yep. Take a long bathroom break.
Yep.
Which all you dads are used to doing anyway.
You went there before I did. Nice, very nice. Amy will appreciate that one. So, anyways, our next point was
No, but you wrote this down, so I don't want to take credit for this. However, if we're giving thanks on Thanksgiving to the one that gives us everything, provides all of our needs, has saved our souls, finding those little Sabbath moments. Tell me about Sabbath moments. What does that mean to you?
Well, Sabbath, is just, we get that from creation, right? God created for 6 days, and then 7th day he took a rest, and it wasn't because he needs to.
No.
But because he wanted to show humans that, hey, y'all need to do this. Y'all need to build this in.
Good.
Rest is good for you. You need to recharge. Otherwise, you're not going to do good.
Mm-hmm.
So Sabbath can be all sorts of things, really, right? And Sabbath is a time where we don't just shut down the music, but we turn off the multiple stimuli, whatever they happen to
Yeah.
be, in order to focus on Jesus. Pete Scazzaro is a great author, has a podcast too. He's the emotionally healthy spirituality guy.
Yeah.
Love that guy. I love his podcast. I love his Brooklyn accent. Maybe it's Queens. I don't remember. But
East Coast.
Yeah, that one, New Yorkish. But he talks about, I remember him saying once, even just in his Sabbath going and just staring at a tree. That doesn't sound good, but observing a tree.
That's better.
And there is much that you can gain from that. If it might seem silly, but if we take that Sabbath moment to look at the tree, observe it, consider how God has created it to grow.
Mm-hmm.
How God sustains that tree, and how that tree is a very complex system, and then how it also interacts with its environment. And there's a symbiotic relationship with other creatures around it, and all that. You can go so deep with that, right?
Yeah.
And that's what happens when we Sabbath, to stop and turn your eyes upward, in a sense. So how can that work for us on Thanksgiving? If you're feeling overstimulated, consider taking a mini Sabbath moment. If at worst case scenario, if you have to go to the bathroom, then just considering, okay, what am I feeling? But what then is a truth about God? Does this line up with Scripture? And then understanding, the other thing about Sabbath is removing yourself from the whole function of the world, in a sense, in that, and realizing that the world is still going to continue on because God is the one who perpetuates all of that.
I love that. That was one thing I learned when I saw that Sabbath was first actually made a law in Exodus. Like, it was not a law in Genesis.
Oh,
It
interesting.
was
I
not a
did not know
rule. Like, Abraham probably did not Sabbath.
that. Sinner.
I know. But as soon as the Israelites were becoming a people group and they were in the middle of the chaotic desert, feeling like they had to struggle for the next drink of water and the next food on the plate, that they had to figure out their path and all the things, that's when God said, you need to pause and realize that I am going to provide all your needs. I am the one who's in control here, not you.
Remember who's your source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I love that in the middle of the chaos of Thanksgiving, when you feel like the toddlers are out of control or the turkey's taking too long or whatever else, pause and remember the outcome is not in your hands. As far as it depends on you, you will live at peace with all people. However, the outcome is God's.
Yeah.
And we are here to give thanks to God.
Yeah.
So find something to say thank you for, even if it's a, hey, God, thank you for reminding me to pause and look for you.
Yeah. If you're finding yourself frustrated and angry, then maybe, and this might be a message to my future self, Joel. When you're finding yourself cranky, maybe you need to take a little pause. Take a little pause. So that's, what is it? There's a couple things here.
1, 2,
that's
3, 4.
finding the physical rest. But I think another thing that I wanted to address with that is sometimes the stress can come not just because of the multiple stimuli, like all the noise and all the busyness and the dishes needing to be cooked and all that. We often go into Thanksgiving with this preconceived idea of how we need to perform. Like, oh, I need to be witty, or I need to be kind, or I need to make sure that this person doesn't think I'm mad at them. And that performance trap is toxic.
People pleaser.
Yeah. Are you a recovering people pleaser?
Can we recover?
I
want to be a recovered
I'm saying
people
this
pleaser.
in faith. Right feelings follow right actions.
I definitely struggle with that. Like,
Same.
I don't want to be the problem person. I do want to meet the expectations that I think other people have for me, even though they've never said that. But like, I want to be the child that comes prepared with their kids in perfect little like holiday outfits, ready to be the best little kitchen helpers ever. It's not reality.
Yeah. And
But
I think
it's a lot of pressure.
It is, yeah. And I think that we all feel that in some sort of way, especially when it comes to family, like the dynamic I referenced before, when it comes to family who we don't spend a lot of time with, right? I don't know them. Maybe you don't know them as well as you do your close friends. So there's all these tapes that we play in our head, right? All these loops that go about what we feel we need to be. And the truth is that that's not rest, but that's role playing. And sometimes that's enabling. Yeah. Ooh,
Joel.
man, that's a whole nother rabbit trail, but we won't go down there today. But I want us to know that that's not rest, that's role playing. And you don't need to role play. That's not good for you. It's not good for your family. And I'm reminded Jesus, when he talked about rest in one of my favorite verses, Matthew 11, 28, it says, "Come to me, all you who are weak and heavy burdened, and I will give you rest." And that's what we're looking for, right? And so we take those little mini Sabbaths, those little mini breaks if you need to, so we can find rest. And part of that is realizing you are not the controller of the universe. You're not the controller of anybody else in your group there, only you. And so don't try to please people by being what you think. Because that's also silly to think that we know the thoughts of other people. You don't really know.
It is true.
Yeah.
But I really, this is a aha moment for
Ooh, I love these.
if I am not role playing, sorry, let me rephrase that. If I am role playing, then the people that I am role playing in front of don't actually know me.
Ooh, true.
No wonder I feel more at home with my friends.
Ooh, yeah.
No wonder
Counseling with Sarah.
Oh, you did this?
Oh, with Joel.
With us.
With Get Real.
But no wonder I don't feel at ease in my own skin if I'm role playing, if I am trying to be what is expected.
Yeah.
Really though, like, okay, our kids are getting to be young adults.
Mm-hmm.
In another 5 years, they will be coming to our house for Thanksgiving instead of at their own homes, hopefully, if we didn't do a horrible job. Right, but I don't want my kids showing up feeling like they have to role play.
Yeah.
I want to know them in every season, fully and wholly. And I know that my mom and dad want to know me fully and wholly. And so does my quote unquote Uncle Bob,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
And Sharon.
And Sharon. But they want to know me. And yet we still feel this pressure to role play.
Yeah.
To mask is like the therapy word, I think,
Mhm.
right? So I'm trying to figure out how can we be kind, because we're not there to like fight arguments, right? Like we already talked about, we're not going to rise to the occasion and be like, you're wrong and stupid and for these reasons.
This is the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm not saying that we have to say something at every moment.
Mm-hmm.
However, how can we be authentic and be kind and live at peace with people?
So you're suggesting that there are some times where we should speak up
Yeah.
like that? I know it's multifaceted, but
It is, right? Because, okay, so here's one area for me, myself, and I. I know that there are some people in my family who may have anticipated the women of my generation, including me, that we would all be stay-at-home moms. I am not.
Nope. You're right here.
I'm right here. I'm on the clock. But like, I know that the expectation I did not live up to. And so I already feel slightly uncomfortable. But I've never actually asked them if they're uncomfortable with the fact that I work. I'm assuming a lot. I also don't want to hide a large chunk of my reality by just not ever talking about what I do at work. You know what I'm saying?
I do. Yeah.
You and I both work at a church.
Yep.
What if we were to go to a Thanksgiving table that did not understand our emphasis and priority on religion? Would we hide ourselves, right?
Yeah.
I wonder how much we are hiding because we think other people don't want to hear it.
Yeah. I think this is what I think part of the solution is. I think we all do that in some sort of way because we're afraid of rejection, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't want to tell someone, actually, I really like Nickelback, because I don't want them to be like, that guy's a fake musician. I'm rejecting him, right? We don't want to be rejected because that hurts at our core. But what helps is coming to a greater understanding that I am redeemed and saved in Christ, not because of me, but because of him. And so then I don't need to live up to any expectations, and knowing that I am still in process, right? And things like that. So I think it's coming to grips with our real fear of rejection. And I don't know how to overcome that with any sort of, like, that's a long path to walk.
In one podcast episode.
Yeah. Let me solve it for all of you. But I think that's what it comes down to, right? And
Yeah.
that's why we do the role playing because like, okay, I could tell them what I really think, or I could just make sure they're happy.
Mm,
And then we're stuffing who we actually are. And just like you said, no wonder we're more comfortable with the people that we share likes
yeah.
with. So,
I think there's another aspect of it too of like, do I go to Thanksgiving to be seen, right? Because I'm either going to mask and role play,
mhm.
but my other unhealthy mechanism for
Ooh.
Thanksgiving is to go and like, hey, let me tell you about all the cool things I'm doing. Or, hey, please notice the effort that I put into this pie. Or, or whatever it is. Am I there to be seen and appreciated? Am I there to make other people feel comfortable? Those are both probably very unhealthy
Mm.
motivations. And so instead, if we can think about like, what is a godly motivation for me in interacting with friends or family?
Would you say then we could use the classic Christmas moniker of it's better to give than to receive, even on Thanksgiving?
I think so.
Yeah. Like in showing up and offering your presence with your family, it's better to give, not give of myself, but give love and
Yeah.
acceptance instead of what am I getting out of this?
Hmm. I have a friend who's doing a class coming up, and she's using the analogy of a spotlight,
Mm.
right? In Matthew 6 or 7, Jesus talks about we are a light, a
You
city
know
on a
what you
hill.
just said?
6, 7. You are
Oh, we're
such
canceled.
a
So canceled.
child.
Oh
That
my
one's on
goodness. Oh, I'm
Joe's going
so
to move
sorry. That
past
was a
it.
good spiritual point. Okay, continue.
We are a city on a hill.
Yes.
But a city on a hill like shines a light out into the darkness, right?
Yep.
And so my friend Amber is using this idea that we are spotlights, right?
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
we are here. A spotlight does not become the focal point.
Mm.
A spotlight shines out on someone else.
Ooh.
And so if we are going into Thanksgiving, let's see who we can spotlight at the Thanksgiving table. Maybe that's the host. Maybe we recognize and just really thank you so much. You cleaned the whole house. It is gorgeous. Or this meal is amazing. Or maybe it is the little 3-year-old who is learning their letters. And you just make sure that they feel seen and you can practice your ABCs with me all day long. I'm here for you, you know? But at the Thanksgiving table, find someone you can spotlight because God says we're supposed to consider others as more important than ourselves.
Ooh, nice. That's good. Boom. Done. Yeah. I like that. So wrapping up this, I do want to, and I don't think I really have an answer for this, but it's just a question
Hmm.
that I think we should all, as we're finding those times to get away and find rest,
Mini Sabbaths.
mini Sabbaths. Yep. We do have to balance the between engagement and solitude. On one hand, give yourself permission, right? Like if you're overdone, man, like go and take a break.
It is actually going to be detrimental for you to stay in that room.
Exactly. But on the far other end of that whole spectrum is I also don't want to go and just have food and then like be absent the whole time.
Yeah.
Like how do we find that balance? I don't know. Other than just kind of trying to keep that in mind in a non-guilt sort of way, but try to think, okay, why am I recharging right now? Am I giving out what God has put in me? God has created me for with all sorts of different gifts and I have that to offer to my family. So am I still offering that or am I hiding away in fear the whole time? I can hide away for a bit, but I just think, does that make sense?
It is.
It's good to just to make sure we have a good balance.
Well, for me, I think I practice this balance in two different ways. One, I do take my breaks when I need it.
Wise.
And I make sure that I have a connection with every human there.
Oh, nice.
And so I might not spend the entire day in the kitchen with the other females. Or I might not spend the entire Thanksgiving thing talking with the cousins, right? Instead, I will go and play. My little niece loves tea sets, right? And so I will just go and she will make me quote unquote tea and we'll talk about her preschool class and we'll do the things. And I'll spend 10-15 minutes there. And
Nice.
that can be, depending on how many cousins are in that room, lower stimuli, right? It can be a bit of a rest.
Hmm.
while I'm still making an intentional connection.
Oh, okay, I get you. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good.
And the other thing I do to make sure that I'm staying engaged and not just leaning into the solitude,
Mhm.
I bring games.
I just had that thought. What Amy's mom does really well is their house is divided. So in the family room, the kitchen is in the front, and then the dining room is, I mean, it's in the back, and then towards the front of the house is the living room and dining room. And she always has a puzzle,
Yeah.
and the puzzle is in the quiet room. Really. And it's not even a purposeful thing. I did this for this. It's kind of how the
It's
rhythm of the
just the
family works.
normal.
Yeah. And so we go in there. Yeah, I know that I can escape for a little while there and do some puzzle, maybe take a nap. But yeah.
Yeah, take a game. I had to find the right games for the right family members.
Like Twister?
No. But like my husband's side of the family, they're all Disney freaks. And
Ah,
so I found a Disney game that we take down, and every generation of the family enjoys playing it.
nice.
And it is engaging for every generation. And so we'll usually play that. My side of the family is huge on Scrabble.
Oh,
And
fun.
so we'll usually have a few games of Scrabble sprinkled throughout the day. And it's like you said with the puzzle room, like it's slightly less stimuli to go into the other room and sit around a Scrabble table with 2 or 3 other people. You're having conversation one-on-one ish.
Mm,
It's intentional,
hmm
but it doesn't feel too forced because you have something to do with your hands.
Yeah, that's good. I don't know what to do with my hands.
That's me at every holiday and large gathering, 100% of the time.
I feel awkward.
Yes. And now,
That's
if you
good.
see me in a large gathering, you're going to know I'm carrying tools with me like a coffee cup or a pen because I need something.
If I see you at a large gathering with your AirPods in, I will stay
Leave
away.
me alone.
Yeah. Hi, Sarah. Ow, why did you kick me? We like to have a poker room. No, I'm kidding.
I was going to be like, dude, can I
Like,
come
wow,
over?
that does not sound relaxing.
Do you know who taught me poker?
Jason.
No,
Oh, no.
my dad.
Oh, really?
Now as a parent, want to give him mad props because he would teach us every Halloween night after we got back from trick-or-treating. We would play poker, Texas Hold'em, with candy.
Nice.
As
Oh,
our
that's smart.
chips. And the Reese's peanut butter cups were always like the biggest like chip that you could bet. And somehow my dad would always win.
Nice. Well played, Dad. Well played.
No. Like again.
Wow,
mad
dad
props.
points and self points. Very good. Well, that is our field guide on how to Thanksgiving. I know we could talk about all sorts of other things, but
I feel like I'm going to Thanksgiving better because of this.
I feel like that too. What's your takeaway? Like, what's something from our talk today that you can implement?
I think for me, I have to remember, as far as it depends on me, I'm going to live at peace, but also with authenticity, right? Be like, I can say, this topic is really tricky for me. And I can say, you know what? I love that you're passionate about it, but since it's really tricky for me and I don't feel well educated, do you mind if we talk about this other thing?
Nice.
Right? It's still kind, it's acknowledging, but I don't have to just sit there and take a verbal beating on a topic that I don't want to talk about.
Yeah, that's good.
And if there is a group talking about it, I can say, you know what? I'm going to go play with my niece. I'll catch you later.
Good. That's good. I think for me, I'm going to ask more questions.
Nice.
I think that would be the best thing that I can offer to people is asking questions, allowing people to talk about the things they're passionate about, unless it turns into those things that you're talking about, right? But
if
for the most
someone you
part,
know is really obsessed with guitars, you can ask, like, so tell me what's the difference between that gauge string and the others again? Is that a thing? Did I just make something
Oh,
up?
yeah. No, that's totally real. Yeah.
I've spent enough time with you. I've osmosised it.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. So proud. So those are our thoughts. And that was a real good time.
I think so too. Real helpful.
Yeah. On how to Thanksgiving. Hopefully it's helpful for you. Again, we just want to invite you to drop your comments down in the comments section. Yeah, we'd love to hear what you're thinking. What was most impacting for you? What are you going to do?
If you have a national treasure family recipe you want to share, we want to hear it.
Yes.
Unless it's stovetop stuffing. But no, as an act of kindness, bring Joel stovetop boxes.
Yeah, I'm really easy when it comes to food like that, I guess. Bread and salt. Yes.
All right, y'all. Happy holidays. We're excited and thankful for each one of you guys.